We start this new manhwa in a war-torn dungeon, and this lady warrior is holding a bloody dagger. She praises someone named Qin Feng that he's amazing. Even under a fold accelerated aging effect, he still managed to clear the ancient deity's ruin. But this divine artifact, Eye of Judgment, she'll be taking it now. Feng, impaled and injured, asks why did she betray him at a time like this. I'm your brother, he tells her sister named Qin Xiaoyu. Now we see this sister playing with his magical eyeballs. All pissed, Xiao tells Feng that he is just an adopted child his parents took in. They don't even share the same blood. And yet he calls himself her brother. Another brother named Song Fei appears and tells her sister that's no way to talk to him. This so-called brother of his sure came in handy. Now holding the divine balls, he thanks Feng. Without him, they would have never gotten this divine artifact. Now this blonde bastard tells MC that to drain his lifespan in one go, he went to great lengths to obtain the soul-stealing blade, which is now stabbed into his body. Do you like my parting gift? He asks. Nearly dead MC states that he raised his sister after their parents passed away. He supported her through school. After this game descended upon their world, he risked his life countless times for her. I really misjudged you, my dear sister, MC utters. Sister states that after their parents passed away, he kept interfering in her life, bossing her around and controlling her when Song Fei and she needed his protection. He was somewhat useful, but now that they have this divine artifact, his only value is gone. Song jumps to attack MC with his dual sabers and tells his brother to just die in peace. He will take good care of their sister. MC now screams his final words that even if he dies, he won't let them get away with this. And just like that, his head is sliced off. Now we are told that in the year 2025, the godforsaken game descended. As long as a person falls asleep, they will be forcibly pulled into the game world, and the only currency in the game is lifespan. Dying causes a loss of lifespan, while killing monsters grants lifespan. Players can spend lifespans to bring their in-game abilities into the real world. The strong can tear apart tanks with their bare hands, slice through planes with a sword, and even withstand nuclear blasts with their own bodies. And from that moment, the world changed drastically, and chaos spread. MC struggled to survive with his sister, enduring countless hardships, barely making it to the top 100 global powerhouses, after overcoming endless dangers and barely escaping death countless times. MC finally conquered the ancient god's ruins and obtained the divine artifact, Eye of Judgment, and at last, he had the qualifications to reach the top. But who would have thought? The price of his success was the betrayal of his only family. Now this headless MC thinks that all his efforts in life amounted to nothing but interference, and all his struggles only paved the way for someone else's success. But the head refuses to accept this, and thinks that if he could live again, he would only fight for himself. And just like that, MC is dead. But just like any other manhwa, he wakes up, all shocked as to WTF just happened. Feng gets up and wonders if this is the real world. MC checks his neck and wonders, didn't he just die? Then he checks his phone and is shocked to see that it's 2025. MC looks outside from the window and wonders if he was reborn. Back to 9 years ago, the day the godforsaken game descended. Scene shifts and some girl kicks in a door. MC is drinking some coffee, and this girl, who I guess is the stepsister, yells at him. Why wasn't he answering her calls? Xiaoyu starts kicking stuff around and telling him that she went to support Brother Fei. Why is MC making such a big deal out of it? He doesn't understand how important it was for her to go support him. MC remembers this. On the day the game descended, Xiaoyu had a big fight with him because of Song Fei. It seems like Song Fei is the boyfriend here. Just want to tell you all that in Chinese manhwas, people call out each other brother or sister due to respect, okay? There is no incest going on. Now MC tells us that before the game descended, this Fei was somewhat famous underground idol, and Xiaoyu was his very obsessed fan. Sister is getting mad at other fangirls and stalker fans. She asks MC to give her more money so she can rank up. MC now tells us that Song Fei might seem glamorous, but in reality, he's a total scumbag who has tricked many of his female fans out of their money and bodies to prevent his sister from being scammed. MC has always forbidden her from hanging around that guy, but in the end, he was accused of controlling her life. Sister is getting mad and asks if his brother is deaf. She's talking to him, and he's acting like he can't hear her. Sister accuses MC that it's all because of him that Fei dropped off the rank this month. Now she starts threatening MC that if he doesn't give her money to rank up, she'll. MC is like, fuck this, and slaps her hard. Sister drops to the floor wondering what just happened. Sister starts crying and bleeding. She can't believe her brother actually hit her. Now with a death stare, MC tells her that he doesn't have the time or mood to argue with her today. But if she keeps barking at him, he'll smash her mouth. MC throws a golden debit card at her face and tells her that this is the money left by their parents. No matter how hard it's been these years, he never touched a single cent, and he returns it all to her today. As he opens the door, he tells her that for their parents' sake, he won't stoop to her level, but from now on, he will have no sister like her. And he enters his room, leaving Xiaoyu crying outside. Feng now tells us that in his past life, because he protected Xiaoyu, he missed too many opportunities, too many secret treasures and dungeons that needed risk-taking exploration, which he gave up on. Now MC is taking sleeping pills and is curious how far he can go without this burden. This time around, he's going to use his understanding of the game from the past life to stay ahead of everyone. And his stepsister is on her own now. And he's personally going to take Song Fei's head. Scene shifts and MC is sleeping. Reminder, they need to sleep to enter the game. And Feng is now in the game. And he's in the career's choice hall. MC remembers the first time they came here. He was so nervous that it took him several hours to complete career choice and leave. It happens in every RPG I play. But this time he needs to be quicker. Now MC tells us that in his past life, he chose the warrior to protect Xiaoyu. The warrior wasn't weak, but it's not the right fit for him anymore. Now without the sister's burden, Feng will be able to clear solo much faster. This time mobility and reaction time are the most important for him. And so it's decided, in this life, he's going to choose the assassin, just as MC chooses the class, divine. Artifact Eye of Judgment has been successfully bounded and activated. It's the same artifact which got him killed in his previous life, but this time he got it at the start, and a unique ability, Authority of Judgment. And with this passive skill, he will automatically gain the highest rank profession and talent. MC is happy that the Eye of Judgment has bounded itself with him. Even after Rebirth, MC figures out that artifact remembers its master. Even if it's stolen, it's useless. MC wonders if he was reborn because of it. But suddenly a shit tone of darkness starts entering his body and surrounds him. Game now congratulates MC for having gained a hidden profession, and in just a few seconds, his specialization is complete. First his hand emerges from the darkness, and then this white hair man comes out. Feng has now become the Shadow. Alright, some heavy aura farming. This is Shadow, the highest tier hidden profession for assassin class. This is completely different from the warrior he chose in his previous life. Just gaining this new profession gave him so much power. MC checks himself and tells us that every profession in the game has a very small chance of unlocking its hidden higher tier profession. So just like Path of Exile, and this Authority of Judgment makes the probability a certainty. MC wonders what exactly is this ability. Now we are told that Authority of Judgment is the most primal and ancient authority in the universe. It surpasses rules and orders. Ability cannot be activated yet, but its passive buff still works, and our assassin is interested in this ability. By the way, art style and color coordination is next level. Now Shadow tells us that in his past life, it wasn't until the 7th year after the game descended that a strong player managed to leave the gods' abandoned realm and reach the realm of order. Only then humanity learned about the existence of order's power. But in fact, even years later, no one ever obtained the power of order. MC never expected that he would gain the primal authority at the start of his new journey. Now he just needs to reach the realm of order to activate this authority, which means that he has another goal in this life. And now this player needs to decide his gamer tag. Since his profession is born from Shadow, he chooses the name Shadow. Now with everything done, MC enters the gods' abandoned realm, and we are told that this is a ruined land, filled with countless monsters. He needs to be careful because these monsters can tear him apart and steal his lifespan. His objective is to leave the town, kill monsters, and earn tradable lifespan. But if he dies in the game, he will lose half his lifespan, both tradable and non-tradable, so different currencies. Shadow now lands in the safe area called the Shell Town. There are no monsters here, and players cannot attack each other. MC slept willingly, but other people who went to sleep have now been pulled into the game. Other people or players in this case have figured out that MC is an assassin, but other assassins are confused. Why aren't they this cool looking? Shadow knows that soon figures from various countries will start appearing one after another, reshaping the order of this world. If he wants to be ahead of them, he can't just sit around and wait, because practice doesn't wait for anyone. MC now notices some people falling, and we are told that they return to this save point town. When they die, players are returning to the town left and right. They are unable to beat the level 1 crawler monsters, and their lifespans are going down. And so they ask this blonde Lucy from Fairy Tale looking girl named Lizzie, what should they do? Shadow looks at Lizzie and thinks that she's an archer class with short bows. So maybe she's a hidden class too. Lizzie and her juicy melon stand up, and she states that Shadow seems like a hidden class too. So would he like to join their team? Lizzie tells him that monsters outside are very strong, and they can't handle them alone. Their team has been wiped out once, but they have experience now. MC wonders if it's the experience from being killed, and tells her no need. Lizzie is pissed, and other players start telling MC to stop being like this. Monsters outside aren't weak, and because he's an assassin, he could just run away without fighting. Lizzie checks the system and figures out that this guy has the alias, Shadow, and he's really acting high. And she decides that they're going to follow MC and see what skills he has. Maybe they can get some new info on monsters, or maybe they could see how MC dies. Next chapter starts with now this super dope looking MC walking out of the town, and Lizzie is following him. She knows that this place is far too dangerous. Lizzie has no idea how she ended up here, but due to years of online gaming experience, she quickly formed a party. Yet the very first monster they encountered outside the village wiped them out. They refused to believe that enemy was something a level 1 player could defeat. Now Lizzie's group is spying on MC, noticing how he has a short blade, and he seems quicker than other assassins. Even his outfit is more cooler than theirs. Lizzie finds this Shadow player very unusual, so following him might lead them to some crucial intel. But MC notices her and uses his Shadow sneak ability. Man, this looks so cool. And just like that, he vanishes from their sight. Lizzie and friends are shocked and thinks that this must be some overpowered starting skill that grants invisibility. And they were right. MC did become invisible, and the group decides that they should go back into the village to look for some treasure or get some item from the NPCs. It's like Ricky's skill from Dota 2. MC does more damage when he attacks, and the skill expires. Its duration can be increased with stealth mastery. MC finds this ability extraordinary. Any normal assassin's stealth at this level would be easy to detect, but this Shadow class has this unique Shadow mastery, which makes it impossible for even monsters to detect him. MC now thinks that Lizzie's group are all naive fools. They won't find anything that can improve their strength in the starting town. It's just a shelter for players, and in the Forsaken game, weak players are nothing but prey for monsters. Shadow's stealth is ending, but the good thing is cooldown starts when he activates the skill. So in a few seconds he can vanish again. MC stats are normal. Tradable lifespan is 0 and non-tradable lifespan is 75 years. MC now tells us that all players start with base stats of 10, with different classes granting additional bonuses. His previous warrior class only got +3 strength, but with this Shadow class all the stats get a buff, and agility is boosted to +8. And he still has 5 points to allocate. MC tells us that most players only dump their points into strength or spirit to boost magic. But that's a huge mistake, and so Shadow puts all his points into agility. I mean, I do the same in like every RPG I play. I just go dex build, because as we both agree, agility is the key. MC now tells us that in the early game, no matter how one allocates his stats, monsters will always do overwhelming damage to the players. So the only way to kill monsters without taking damage is by boosting agility and increasing speed. Now suddenly MC notices some nasty sound, and it's a monster staring at him. This is a level 1 crawler, but it can evolve. MC sees it absorbing some lifespan, and figures out that this must be the monster that wiped out that 4-player party. Crawler now jumps to Shadow, but judging from his wounds, MC thinks the 4-player party did manage to take a chunk of its HP. MC evades the attack, and tells us that when monsters kill players, they gain players' lifespan, and if they absorb enough, they can evolve. Oh man, nice mechanic. I was not expecting monster evolving. I mean, this never happened in games, until now. Because now artificial intelligence is making smart monsters, MC jumps back, pulls out his short blade, and uses his shadow sneak ability and vanishes. This monster really looks like the aliens from A Quiet Place. Moving on, monster is confused as to where did MC went. Shadow gets behind the monster and bam. Attacks with his stealth break strike, which does extra damage, and stabs the crawler in the head, killing it instantly. Shadow dealt 174 damage. He didn't expect a one-shot kill. He knows attacking a crawler's nape triggers a critical hit, but this damage is insane. Now he figures out that the damage was doubled because he attacked from the back. It was because of the damage multiplier. MC looks at the crawler and remembers that back when he was a warrior, a critical hit only did 40 damage, and he struggled to kill a crawler, nearly dying in the process. Protecting his sister made it even more difficult, but not this time. Shadow gains 3 days of tradable lifespan, 54 years, and 155 days of non-tradable lifespan. Shadow figures out that because 5 people died from this crawler, with each losing at least 20 to 30 years, then that should add up to over 100 years. But since the crawler absorbed it first, he only got 54 years from it. But it's alright, because non-tradable lifespan isn't useful for now. But suddenly Eye of Judgment's passive ability is activated and grants MC infinite evolution. Primal talent. It tells him that when killing monsters solo, he has a chance to earn evolution points to upgrade skills. Every 24 hours he gains 5 evolution points. Defeating a boss-class monster solo guarantees evolution points. But for now he only got 5. MC thinks that with this he can upgrade any skill. In his last life he never got anything like this, no matter what gear or skill book dropped from monsters. Its grade was fixed and there was no way to improve it. So this power is beyond rules and order. And so MC quickly upgrades his Shadow Sneak and Backstab. And so both skills are buffed. Shadow Sneak now lasts 16 seconds. Stealth Mastery doubled to 32 seconds. And with this extended stealth duration, Shadow can maintain permanent invisibility. MC thinks that if his skills were upgraded earlier, he could have one-shot even a full HP crawler. MC hears someone talking behind him that how a scrawny guy took down a monster solo. And they think this game is easy. MC looks back, and it's a couple. Girl thinks that her guy is amazing with a great physique, so he could probably take on 10 people. Guy is like, don't worry, he'll protect her. But MC notices another creepy crawler in the tree. This cocky bastard states that MC is struggling alone and asks if he wants to be carried. MC thinks they are just food for this crawler, so he jumps back and uses Shadow Sneak. Couple is like, what just happened? Guy states that MC must have been intimidated by his ripped muscles and starts laughing, but suddenly this giant-ass spider drops down from the tree. Couple is like, what is this thing? This is a Nurturer level 1 grade, bronze, and it quickly starts cutting and eating the couple. Hiding from this monster, Shadow tells us that this Nurturer is a beginner boss with around 1600 HP. It's not something a normal rookie can handle, plus it has all those little spiders under its command. But this is a perfect opportunity for Shadow to test how strong his upgrade skill are, so he quickly moves behind the giant spider and attacks it with his stealth break strike. And its head erupts with purple blood, but it's not dead and hits back at Shadow, but he manages to use Sneak again. MC dealt 338 weak point damage. By the way, this MC did not give a fuck about that couple dying. Shadow only took 9 damage, but it was close. Good, this his agility is high enough. Otherwise, with only 130 HP, he would have been instantly killed, but it felt amazing that last hit did over 300 damage. Now angry and erratic, the bleeding spider starts attacking everywhere. Seeing this, MC realizes that this spider is enraged. Because these monsters are intelligent, they won't just stand there and take hits. Spider is attacking indiscriminately to pinpoint his location, and those little spiders are on alert now. So MC can't rush and recklessly anymore. But if his guess is right, he throws a stone at the spider, and it hits the weak point like a missile, doing 299 damage. It worked just as MC thought. His main damage output comes from Stealth's ambush strike bonus and class skill enhancement. So throwing a rock at the enemy deals solid damage. All Shadow has to do now is wait for Shadow Sneak to come off cooldown. Then throw a rock. I mean, it's a camping strategy, but whatever works. And that's exactly what he does, and throws another one. And bam, it hits. Rock triggers ambush strike, backstab, and weak point attack bonuses, and it dealt 279 damage. Then MC activates the shadow sneak again. Dude is playing like a real gamer, not getting good, but learning the game. He stays hidden till the cooldown and then attacks again. Back at the village, leaderboard was getting updated. A player named Shadow has slain a bronze nurturer and reached level 2. People are shocked that someone soloed a boss. While they have been killed twice, people start asking around if anyone knows this pro. The leaderboard is only showing one name. Now we see Lizzie's group checking the leaderboard. They can't believe he hit level 2 and killed a boss. They can't even handle normal mobs in a party. And he soloed a boss. They wonder if it's some system error. Now we see the couple that was killed by the spider respawning at the village. They wonder if it could be that stealthy assassin from earlier, and we are back with MC, and he got a lot of buffs from this boss. MC thinks that if he killed the little spiders before, he would have gotten more EXP, but the boss is dead and little ones scattered. But MC got a new skill from the spider, the greedy hand. It's an assassin class skill, and with it he gets a 20% chance of obtaining an additional loot reward. MC can't believe this assassin skill dropped from bronze boss. This skill increases loot acquisition. In the late game, taking down powerful bosses will have a 20% chance of yielding extra loot. MC remembers that in his past life, there was a guy in this Slayer guild with this skill. His combat strength was average, but because of this skill, he became one of the most sought-after players. He even had his own personal bodyguard. Shadow now realizes that even though the activation rate is only 20%, he can combine it with his unlimited evolution talent. With that, he could endlessly boost both the drop rate and loot quality. Man, this guy is becoming OP. We start the next chapter in the real world. Students are going to school. Xiaoyu is walking with her friend. Friend tells her that she should apologize to her brother because they skipped exam yesterday to secretly go support Song Fei. Her brother must be angry. Sister tells her that she didn't do anything wrong. So why should she apologize? If it weren't for his brother, they wouldn't have almost missed the entrance time yesterday. So he should be the one to apologize. Friend tells her that her brother treats her so well. Sometimes she really envies her for having such a brother. Sister tells her, like hell he does. He's always meddling in her business. And he's not her real brother. Song Fei is enough for her. Friend asks what happened to her face, to which Xiaoyu replies that she tripped and fell. These girls enter the school and notice a big crowd around their classroom. Friend gets into the crowd and notices some students sleeping and barely visible. Friend, all worried, asks what's wrong with this kid named Zhang Wei. Why was he turning semi-transparent? Some other student tells us that just now Wei wanted to take a nap, and when they turned around he was like this. Now we are told that this wasn't any isolated case. It's all over the internet. People worldwide were experiencing the same phenomenon. According to some experts, this happens when people fall asleep, but no one knows why yet. Friend is going to call her parents to warn them and tell Xiaoyu to call her brother, just in case. But this stupid bitch is like, nope, she'd never contact him first. According to her, a guy like her brother should just drop dead. Scene shifts, and we are back with Shadow, and he just upgraded his greed hand from bronze to gold. And now he gets a 70% chance of getting extra loot. Man, the greed hand with those rings looks so awesome. And with its activation, MC gained additional points in lifespan. It's like he has a hand on his hand, like a devil arm or something. Shadow is excited that he got 2 extra evolution points. And soon he'll be able to upgrade greedy hand to next level and get 100% chance of getting extra loot. Inside the game, MC thinks that the world governments must have caught on to the situation by now. More and more are going to flood into the game. So he needs to speed up his progress. He needs to equip whatever he can use. And so he equips everything. Shadow knows that it won't be long before people realize that the skill and equipment from the game can be extracted into the real world. When that happens, the world will be thrown into chaos. Now MC tells us that extracting skills and equipment requires 2 conditions. First, reaching level 10. Second, having enough tradable lifespan. Grinding small monsters take too long. Shadow needs to find stronger bosses. MC now hears some players fighting in the distance, so he goes to check it out, and we see a party fighting a level 2 sprint predator. MC sees this monster and thinks that this is perfect timing. MC now sees one of the players and realizes that it's Wang Ming. Shadow didn't expect to run into him here and thinks that rumors were true. It was said that when Wang Ming first entered the game, he assembled an entire team of hidden class players, and all 6 of them were hidden class users. Now we see Ming using his holy barrier. MC tells us that Meng's hidden class is Holy Shield Warrior, which has twice the base stats of a regular warrior and comes with an innate invincibility skill. Now we see some female mage charging a fireball spell, and bam, it hits this crawler, and it does 70 damage. Shadow now tells us that mage's hidden class profession is Prophet, and it deals double the spell damage of a regular mage and comes with a built-in prophetic fireball. Next we have Archer hidden class with profession Sharp-Eyed Shooter. It's stronger than a normal archer and comes with a built-in rapid shot skill. And Priest hidden class profession is Oracle Priest. It has a lot more healing power and starts with a group healing skill. Now we see arrows and fire just raining down on this poor crawler, and Meng protecting everyone with his shield. But this boss is very fast for their range attacks. They aren't hitting. Meng tells the healers to just keep him alive, and everyone else should just keep on attacking. They'll eventually whittle it down. Shadow, hiding in the well shadows, thinks that Meng is very optimistic if he's planning on chipping away at the monster's health. But he's forgetting that this is the wilds, and if the battle drags on, other monsters will be drawn in, and that's exactly what's happening. MC realizes that these mud monsters are the Corruptors, a level 2 regular monster covered in dark brown sludge, and they use range attacks. One of the party members runs to protect their boss, and this guy with a big sword attacks this mud monster. MC thinks that this is another hidden class he's never seen before, but he only does 33 damage, and thinks that this monster's defense is too high. And suddenly monster starts vomiting on him, and then other monsters start vomiting. This stinky attack is ground bind. It slows down their movement speed, and now these mud monsters are about to attack this cute mage. But MC jumps in and cuts its head, saving the mage. Every hidden class player notices this. They didn't see it, but someone just one-shot the monster, and they think that someone is helping them. Big Sword Guy states that they have to work together to take down just a level 1 crawler. But how is it possible that a level 2 got one shot? Sword Guy is about to get attacked, but someone cuts the monster's head. Sword Guy asks the mage girl if she saw someone. It really was an instant kill. She saw nothing. Meng hopes that they and this mysterious player are on the same side, and tells the group to keep attacking. Now only the spirit predator is left. Shadow, all ninja-like, is sitting atop a tree, gaining EXP from his kills, and he gained a new common venom dart skill. It is a mid-range poison damage skill, and Shadow evolves it immediately, improving its damage and reducing cooldown. Meng is still trying to defend, but he gets stabbed and impaled. While that holy shield was worthless, Healer tries to heal him, but it's not fast enough, so Meng tells them to run away. But suddenly a poison dart hits the monster and does 845 damage. Party members are like, what the hell? That attack just wiped out half the boss's HP. Monster starts bleeding this green blood and drops Meng's mangled body. This monster is suffering from the poison and rapidly losing the remaining HP, and it's dead. And with that, Shadow got 600 EXP. MC straight up stole their farm. Shadow is impressed that Venom Dart's damage over time triggered his passive skill. Mixed with stealth, this OP MC can throw poison darts indefinitely. Nothing in the early or mid-game can stop him now. Meng can't believe the damage this invisible player did. And just like that, the loot light vanished. Meng gets up and looks around, thanks MC, and asks his name, having no idea where he is. MC tells them to not thank him and advises them to not trust people out in the woods. Meng thanks him, and the party moves on not to disturb MC. If he needs anything, he can find Wang Meng. Other players want to add MC to their party, but Meng tells them to move on. Shadow thinks that Meng seems reliable. Plus, he has the backing of Daxia's government, which means plenty of resources. Now Shadow needs to find a stable sales channel, so he can sell his unused loot. Shadow summons his greedy hand to get extra loot, and with that he gets a great haul. He's still got plenty of other class gear and skill books, and once his bag gets full, he'll head back to town and trade it all for lifespan. Shadow knows that this time, his growth is 100 times faster than his last life, and he'll soon be coming for that bastard Song Fei.